Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Olive oil is considered one of the healthiest foods you can possibly consume, right? Heart-healthy fats, anti-inflammatory properties, a wealth of antioxidants. But there's a dirty secret the olive oil industry doesn't want you to know. Most of the olive oil sold in American supermarkets isn't the real deal. And I'm not exaggerating. Independent tests have shown that up to 70% of the oil labeled extra virgin in our stores is either heavily diluted, rancid, or an outright fake. You're paying a premium price for vegetable oil that's been dyed green with a little bit of flavoring added. I've spent months researching this, talking to producers, reading lab reports, and even sending samples off for independent testing. What I found is shocking. The olive oil industry is one of the most corrupt in the food sector, and American consumers are being ripped off. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which brands to avoid and how to spot a fake. Brands that raise red flags. Number 9. Cheap supermarket house brands. Let's start with the private labels of the big chains. At around $10 a liter, it looks like a bargain. But here's the problem. This oil is often a blend of raw materials from various countries: Spain, Greece, Tunisia. When an oil is sourced from a dozen different places, that's a massive red flag. It means they're buying up the cheapest bulk oil wherever it's available, mixing it together, and bottling it. The quality is completely inconsistent. I bought this kind of oil 3 times over 6 months, and the taste was different every single time. Sometimes there's a faint hint of olives, sometimes no taste at all, and once it was clearly rancid. The color is suspiciously uniform, a bright yellow-green that looks artificial. Real cold-pressed oil changes color depending on the olive variety and harvest time. That kind of uniformity suggests added dyes, like chlorophyll. Number 8. Budget options in plastic containers. Same story here. A blend of oils from all over Europe, which in corporate speak means the cheapest oil we could find. A price below $10 a liter should already be a warning sign. Producing real extra virgin oil costs significantly more. The taste is bland and greasy, without that peppery, fruity kick it should have. I did a simple test. I poured some into a glass and left it in the fridge overnight. Real extra virgin oil solidifies or gets cloudy in the cold. This stuff stayed completely liquid, which points to heavy refining or mixing with seed oils that don't freeze. Plus, clear plastic is a bad sign. Light destroys oil quickly, which is why quality producers use dark glass. If you're cooking with this every day, you are getting the benefits. You're consuming oxidized fats that can actually cause inflammation. Number 7. Bertolli Extra Virgin. This is a massive international brand, and they are masters of marketing. Labels with flags and Italian words make you think of Tuscan groves. But read the fine print. The olives come from multiple countries. This isn't authentic oil. It's an industrial product in a pretty wrapper. You're paying for the marketing, not the quality. It often smokes at a lower temperature than real cold-pressed oil should, which indicates oxidation or refining. The clear bottle only makes things worse. The oil can go rancid before you even open it. Number 6. Maro. It's often positioned as a premium Spanish oil, but in reality, it's a mass-market industrial product. The flavor is flat and one-dimensional. Real extra virgin should have a slight burn at the back of the throat due to the polyphenols. This stuff tastes like basic vegetable oil. I sent a sample for testing, and the results were depressing. The polyphenol content was extremely low. Without those, you're just consuming fat without the health benefits. Number 5. Filippo Berio. Another brand with aggressive marketing. At $20 for 750 milliliters, this is an expensive oil that doesn't live up to the hype. The taste is standard and greasy. Independent studies have repeatedly found this oil failing to meet purity standards. What bothers me most is that they target older generations who have remembered and trusted this brand for decades. That trust is being used to sell a low-quality product at a high price. Number 4. Rice bran oil. Technically, this isn't olive oil at all, but it's often placed on the same shelves to confuse us. It's promoted as a healthy alternative with a high smoke point. That's a misconception. This oil undergoes harsh processing using chemical solvents. All the beneficial compounds are destroyed. In the end, you get a product high in omega-6, which can contribute to inflammation if overconsumed. This oil belongs in the industrial lubricants section, not the food aisle. Number 3. Romano and cheap discount options. Oil from budget chains often turns out to be shockingly bad. At $7 a liter, you get exactly what you paid for. In tests, these oils often show high peroxide levels, which means heavy oxidation. Professional tasters describe the flavor as musty or fusty. This means the oil was made from moldy or fermented olives. Number 2. Cola Vita. An Italian image, a nice bottle, and stories of Mediterranean tradition. But the taste is often bland and lifeless. The quality varies wildly from bottle to bottle, suggesting poor quality control and sourcing from random suppliers. For $19 a liter, that's unacceptable. The clear glass also kills whatever benefits might be left while it sits under the supermarket lights. Number 1. Pompeian. In my opinion, this is one of the worst options on the market. Despite occupying huge amounts of shelf space, tests by U.S. consumer organizations often show it fails to meet extra virgin standards. The taste can be chemical or even soapy. I once cooked a simple pasta with it, and it was inedible because of the off flavor. The smell isn't fresh and fruity, it's stale and musty. The clear plastic finishes the job. Under the store's lights, the oil is guaranteed to spoil. They use terms like first cold press, but that's a basic requirement for any oil in this class, not a special mark of quality. What should you actually buy? If you want the benefits you're expecting, look for these options. Cobram Estate Extra Virgin. This is one of the gold standards. They have their own groves and control the entire process. The harvest date is always on the bottle. The taste is exceptional, fruity, grassy, with that signature peppery finish. They use dark glass and are transparent about their production methods. This is real olive oil. Quality local producers, like those from California. Look for oil that specifies a particular harvest region rather than a blend of oils from different countries. For example, California oils often win international competitions. A good cold-pressed oil usually starts around $25 to $30 a liter. It should be in dark glass and have a clear harvest date. Verified estate brands. Oils that are pressed within 8 hours of harvest retain the maximum nutrients. Look for a quality certification seal on the bottle, like the COOC in California. If this video opened your eyes to the scams in the olive oil industry, please give it a like. Share this information with your loved ones. People deserve to know what they're paying for. Subscribe, because I'm going to keep breaking down how food manufacturers are misleading us. Let me know in the comments, which brand of oil do you usually buy? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.